Spike's Clues presents The Story of Cinderlight, written and illustrated by Joseph Behrens, and narrated by my friend Joe. That's me. Hi, it's me, Spike. I just finished writing a story. Do you want to read it with me? Great! My story is all about a girl who goes to a big fancy ball. It's called The Story of Cinderlight. Your turn, Joe. Okay. Once upon a time, in a little village, lived a humble girl named Cinderlight. Cinderlight was a kind, brave, gentle, smart, and a lovely girl. She had two stepsisters named Rainbow Dash and Pinkie Pie, and they were not very kind to her. Cinderlight had been left with nothing but chores that must be done every day. The animals in the family garden were the only friends that Cinderlight had. Her best friend she ever had was her dog, Spike.
It's such a beautiful day. I bet today is going to be wonderful,
Said Cinderlight. Woof woof, went her dog. Don't worry, Cinderlight. Maybe today won't be so busy,
Cinderlight!
cried her stepsisters.
Don't count on it, Spike.
Said Cinderlight. Later that afternoon, a messenger arrived at Cinderlight's house. Just when Cinderlight opened the door, the messenger said, "I have an invitation for everyone in the house, from His Royal Majesty, the Prince." Cinderlight was very surprised, and surprised to see this invitation. She showed her two stepsisters, and they too were full of joy and excitement.
This is fantastic! I always dreamed to meet the prince,
Said Pinkie Pie.
Can I go to the ball too?
Asked Cinderlight.
Why should we let you come to the ball?
Asked Rainbow Dash.
Well, it's also my dream to go to the castle and meet the prince, and I learned a lot about our kingdom. And the invitation says everyone can come.
Everyone except
you!
Laughed her mean stepsisters. Cinderlight was very upset that she couldn't go with her stepsisters, because everything she said was true. Later that night, Cinderlight's stepsisters were on their way to the castle. Cinderlight was alone in the garden. She started to be full of tiny tears. The only friend that was beside her was her dog, Spike. Just then, a flash of light starts to appear, and what appeared was a mysterious young lady with a magic wand.
Hello, darling.
She said with a beautiful smile on her face.
Who are you?
Asked Cinderlight.
I'm your fairy godmother,
Said the young lady.
and I'm here to help you with your dream.
She added.
But how?
Asked Cinderlight.
Allow me, dear.
Said the fairy godmother. First, the fairy godmother waved her wand to turn a little apple into a big, beautiful coach. Next, she turned two little mice into very big and strong horses to pull it. Finally, she turned Cinderlight's dog, Spike, into an excellent driving dragon to drive the coach. Finally, she waved her wand to give Cinderlight the most beautiful ball gown she'd ever seen, along with a beautiful silver tiara on top of her head, and on her feet, a beautiful pair of glass slippers. Cinderlight was so surprised to see what she was wearing.
This is the most beautiful gown I've ever seen. Thank you,
Said Cinderlight.
You're welcome, darling. Now go, be on your way. The ball awaits.
Said the fairy godmother.
One more thing.
She added.
You must remember to leave the ball by midnight, because everything will transform back to normal and the spells will be broken.
Yes, fairy godmother.
Said Cinderlight. And then she was on her way. Meanwhile, at the castle, it was a real exciting celebration. Everyone was enjoying all the festivities. Just then, the king came out to present the prince.
Ladies and gentlemen, turn your attention to the southwest stairway. Other way, imbeciles. And stop. Perfect. Representing a prince so handsome, so good looking, all the ladies will fall in love with him. To those of you who can't understand the good looks of a prince, may want to leave the ballroom.
I can't get out of here!
Too late! Ready or not, here he comes. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. Bow down before the awesome sight of Prince Joe.
Said the king. When Cinderlight arrived at the castle, she caught everyone's eye. She was a little nervous, but she was very excited to be at the castle. But suddenly, she and the prince bumped into each other. Hello.
Hello.
The prince asked Cinderlight if she would like to dance with him, and she said yes. And so, the prince and Cinderlight danced together, and they had a wonderful time together. Cinderlight was so honored to dance with the prince. Then, the amazing happened. They both fell in love with each other. But then later, the clock struck 12. It was midnight. Cinderlight had to go as told by the warning from her fairy godmother. But while she was running, one of her glass slippers slipped off her foot.
Oh no, my slipper!
But she didn't have enough time to pick it up. She was gone. But the prince needs to find her, for he loved her. The only clue that he had was her glass slipper. The next morning, the prince searched far and wide in the kingdom to find a girl who will fit that slipper. He searched high and low, but none of those girls would fit the slipper. Finally, he stopped at Cinderlight's house. First, Rainbow Dash tried on the slipper, but her foot was too wide. Then, Pinkie Pie tried on the slipper, but her foot was too big. Just then, Cinderlight came in the room. Then the prince asked, "What's your name, young lady?"
My name is Cinderlight, Your Majesty.
The prince asked her if she would try on the slipper, and Cinderlight said yes. When the slipper was placed on her foot, it was a perfect fit. The prince has found his true love once again. "Will you be my princess, Cinderlight?" asked the prince. Then Cinderlight said,
Yes!
and so Cinderlight and the prince became a very happy couple and got married. Cinderlight's dream came true, for she became a princess of the Kingdom of Friendship. And they all lived happily ever after. The end. Did you like the storybook I made? I hope you did. Thanks so much for reading with me. See you next time. Bye. The end. Thank you so much for joining us for this story. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.